Hello. Hi. Today I'd like to introduce a topic that I believe is should be very interesting to most teenagers or most high school students. I think it is really important to introduce this kind of topics because it doesn't only deal with a lesson. It also has to do with real life and how they should take care of themselves and how to protect themselves and respect others, especially. Um, the topic that I'd like to introduce is machismo or sexism, because machismo can go is basically just males being sexist. Um, but I think it happens both ways. I think that women as well they could abuse of men and basically what machismo is strong or aggressive masculine pride where the male thinks that he overpowers the female, and it is very important to teach this because it goes both ways. Like I said, you can go from having a female that abuses her partner or having a male that abuses um, his partner. So I think that introducing this topic in a classroom setting, it would bring about a good discussion and group work as well as different activities that I can implement in the classroom. So machismo can change a person, female or male, and in different ways. Obviously, in a negative way. It could also be in a traumatizing way. It could be in a way where the person that was the victim becomes the aggressor. Um, there's different ways that machismo works. Machismo can be from living with an aggressive person that's sexist, which means that they consider themselves to be overpowering to the opposite sex, um, and it can go from being yelled in the streets, noises, catcalls, stares, and gestures, or to just being stared at or looked at from top to bottom if you're male. Even, I mean, a female, even for males. I mean, I've heard it's happened. So I think that introducing machismo into one of my classes, it would definitely open the eyes for students to be aware of. I would no, well, I mean, I would say it's a way of bullying, but not necessarily, because it's obviously it's a sexist act, because it could be with the person that you live with. So I think it would be a really good a lesson to bring about in one of my classes. And the way that I would approach the lesson, it would be that I would start by having an opening activity before I introduce the lesson. And by having an opening activity, I would engage the students to kind of wonder what the lesson is going to be about. And I want to start an activity in which the students are divided in half, females and males. And I want to be serious about it. I don't want to let them know that there's purpose to it. I kind of want to make them think, or I want to make them wonder how they feel if the classroom was divided like that, where I would have either girls on one side and boys on one side, and I would just keep it that way. And where I would just address the girls more than the men, because I would think that men, or I would kind of insinuate that I think that men are not smart, or things like that, in order to create an opening activity to where I get them wondering, why is she being like that, or why is she doing this? Is this how it's going to be? And by doing that, I would do it for a certain amount of time, and then I would start analyzing how they react to that, and if anybody stands up to the way I'm acting, and then go from there, and then ask them questions, create a discussion, maybe put them in groups, and ask them how they felt, especially, and what would they do if they were to see that in out in the streets, or if they were treated that way, how would they feel? Or I mean, sometimes we don't even know it, and even teenagers at that age, they're going through that, and sometimes it's hard to talk about it. So I think that bringing this lesson about, it'll definitely be an eye opener for most of my students.